Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are in beautiful Amadora, Portugal. Yes, we are on vacation again. First international trip for the entire family. And while we were here, decided to sneak in a quick round at one of the very few courses they have here. A little 9-holer, about 30 minutes northwest of Lisbon. Looking at UDisc, before we made the trip across the pond, there were only 2 courses listed. Both 9-hole courses, both near places where we were going to be staying. Once we got here, we actually discovered there's a brand new course, 18-hole course, that unfortunately is out of the way for where we're going to be hanging out most of the time we're here. So I'm not hitting that one. Looks like it's only been in the ground a week. Very rough, but I know a lot of the locals, based on the feedback I've seen on UDisc, are very happy to see it. But anyway, we are at the disc golf Parque do Parque das Altes e Desporto. This is obviously a disc golf park installation. So we'll check it out. It's pretty short. It's very beginner friendly, but you know, it's vacation, so any opportunity to throw some plastics is a good opportunity.
Hole 1 is a 227-foot or 74-meter par 3, and you'll notice a theme. While there are trees, they're very small and appear relatively young, so going over everything is pretty easy to do. Hole 2 is a 189-foot or 59-meter par 3 that plays slightly downhill. The perspective with a steep drop-off behind the basket might make you come up a little short for fear of a rollaway, but the tall grass mostly prevents that from happening. Playing slightly downhill, hole 3 is a 210-foot or 72-meter par 3, which gives another optical illusion because of the backdrop, once again making you want to go shorter than you already need to on this very short hole.
So as you can tell from the first few holes that we've played, this is a very short course. It does not require a lot. In fact, I didn't even pack my drivers because this was the course I was going to be playing. I only have mid-ranges and putters. The other thing you may notice that might be coming through in the audio is it is very, very windy. So even though it is a short course, sometimes actually hitting the line is a little bit more difficult than you think, just because the wind is so crazy. As we're kind of up on elevation, you can see from some of the pretty cool views we have. First impressions of the course is that this is a great beginner and family-friendly type course that's not very taxing. It's a pretty easy walk, even though there is some elevation. Absolutely gorgeous views all around, as you've seen through the video and will continue to see as we're kind of elevated above the city. And if you are in Portugal, in Lisbon, visiting, it's a nice little place to get a quick 9 holes in.
Hole 4 plays as our first uphill hole on the course. At 211 feet or 69 meters, this par 3 isn't long, but there is a nice steep drop off to the right. So if you grip lock, you might be in for a really long walk. At only 196 feet or 58 meters, the par 3 fifth was probably my favorite hole, and it has almost nothing to do with the hole itself. What I love is you can see the Estadio da Luz, which is Benfica's football stadium, from the green. Full disclosure, after going to a match, Sporting FC are our favorite Portuguese club as a family, but no matter where, football stadiums are one of my favorite things to see when traveling.
So on a course this short, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, but most of the tee pads are turf. There are a couple of these more natural gravel / sand based tee boxes to be aware of.
The 225 foot or 68 meter par 3 sixth plays as the closest to a walking path along the right side, and again, with the wind, this narrow fairway can see you drift OB really quickly if you play it that way. Hole 7 is yet another straightforward par 3 at 250 feet or 73 meters and provides a great backdrop once again overlooking Lisbon.
So again, this is not an extremely difficult course. In fact, most of the trees appear to be relatively young, so there's not really a ton of lines to hit. One of the things that they do appear to have done in order to try to make things a little bit more difficult is change up the rough. So you'll notice really nicely cut fairways on most of the holes that are pretty narrow, maybe 25 to 30 feet in total width. And then when you get into the rough, it's all natural grass and thick weeds. It's a good thing I'm wearing pants because it's a little chilly, because a couple of those things have even gotten through my pants. So if you do come out here, make sure you wear at least some long socks to protect your legs.
Hole 8 plays as the longest hole on the course at 284 feet or 85 meters. Especially with the wind, you may find yourself stepping up your power off the tee. The big danger here is the entire right side slopes downhill. If you're really unlucky, you could easily find yourself in the parking lot from a bad rollaway. The other thing you may notice is, as the name implies, this is a course set in a public park for art and sport. There are lots of really cool art pieces throughout the course, which is just a nice little unique touch of something you don't typically see on a disc golf course. Our final hole is a 227 foot or 63 meter par 3. This hole probably has the most interesting green. It's a simple right-hand backhand hyzer, but it's easy to keep it too wide to the right like I do here. If you don't get far enough to the left, you'll actually be at the bottom of a little bowl with the only big tree on the property causing for a difficult line to the pin.
Well, there you have it. That concludes our round here at Parques des Altes y Desporto. I'm sure I butchered that because I speak English and Spanish, not Portuguese. But it was a fun round, a quick round, very, very windy round. Again, I'm sure you can hear and see some of those putts just sailing past the basket. But good times. So if you are in or near Lisbon, Portugal, come give this disc golf park course a look. Great for some ace runs. Again, wear some long pants and socks just because some of the rough is quite painful to walk through. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This will be the only course that we hit on this little vacation, so we'll have to wait until our next trip internationally to do another international round. I hope you guys enjoyed this little peek into some golf across the board. Until next time, we'll see you guys back in the Orlando area.